Dear learner, I welcome you in this MOOC course on Principles of Electrical Sciences. Myself, Dr. Sanjay Agrawal, Associate Professor in Electrical Engineering, School of Engineering and Technology, IGNOU, New Delhi. After the completion of this session, you will be able to understand the following terms. First, what is an alternating voltage and current and how it is differed from direct current. Second, you will be able to understand what is a frequency, time period, cycle and alteration. And you will also be able to understand what are instantaneous value, peak value, average value and root mean square value of an alternating current. As discussed in DC circuits, the flow of current in the circuit was steady and in only one direction, that is direct current. The use of direct current is limited to few applications, for example, electroplating, charging of batteries, electric traction, electronic circuits, etc. However, for large-scale power generation, transmission, distribution and utilization, an alternating current system is adopted. In AC system, voltage acting in the circuit changes polarity and magnitude at regular interval of time. Hence, the flow of current in the circuit will reverse the direction periodically. The most important advantage of AC system over DC system are the following. First, an alternating voltage can be stepped up, stepped down efficiently by means of transformer. To transmit huge power over a long distance, the voltage are stepped up, that is up to 400 kV or up to 132 kV for economical regions at generating station, whereas they are stepped down to a very low voltage, nearly up to 400 or 230 voltage for the utilization of electrical energy from safety point of view. Transformer as a separate module would be taught in details. Second important advantage of AC over DC system are the AC motor, that is induction motor, are cheaper in cost, simple in construction, more efficiently and robust as compared to DC motor. Third advantage is the switch gear, that is switches, circuit breaker, etc. for AC system is simpler than DC system. AC system is universally adopted for generation, transmission, distribution and utilization of electrical energy. In coming few sessions, we shall focus on the fundamentals of alternating current. So first of all, we are going to discuss about what is alternating voltage and what is alternating current. A voltage that changes its polarity and magnitude at regular interval of time is called alternating voltage. When alternating voltage source is connected across a load resistor R as shown in figure 1, the current flows through it in one direction as shown in figure 1a, then it is opposite direction when polarity is reversed as shown in figure B. Figure 1c shows the wave shape of the source voltage representing the variation of the voltage with respect to time and current flowing through the circuit, that is load resistance R. Here you can see in the diagram, that is figure 1b, the load resistance R is connected between terminal A and B and source voltage is connected across this load resistance R. An alternating quantity, this quantity may be the current or maybe the voltage, is that quantity which changes periodically both in magnitude and direction with respect to time. Such changes in magnitude and direction is measured in terms of cycles. Each cycle of AC fundamentals consists of two half cycles, namely positive cycle and negative cycle. It is also called waveform or wave shape. While plotting a graph, usually the instantaneous value of the alternating quantities are taken along y-axis and time along x-axis. The alternating voltage or current may vary in different manner as shown in figure 2. And accordingly their wave shapes are named in different ways such as irregular wave, triangular wave, square wave, periodic wave, sawtooth wave and sine wave. Here you can see the different wave shape. Figure A shows the irregular wave, figure B shows the triangular wave, figure C shows the square wave, figure D shows the periodic wave and figure E shows the sawtooth wave and figure 5 shows the sine wave. So here you can see all the quantities are changing with respect to time and this magnitude may be the voltage or it may be the current. Now we have to understand basic terminology associated with the AC fundamental. So here you can see in the diagram that voltage or current is changing with respect to time. So first of all, we have to understand what is a time period. The time taken by an alternating quantity to complete its one cycle is known as time period, as denoted as capital T. Second term is frequency. The number of cycles completed by an alternating quantity per second is known as frequency. Frequency can be written as f is equal to 1 by 2. That means frequency is a reciprocal of time period. The unit of frequency is measured in hertz. The third term that we have to understand what is the amplitude. As you can see in the figure, the maximum value attained by an alternating quantity during positive or negative half cycle is called its amplitude. Then we have to understand what is instantaneous value. As name is indicating, instantaneous value. The value of an alternating quantity at any particular instant is called its instantaneous value. Like at time t equal to pi by 2. So instantaneous value is what? Instantaneous value is a maximum value of voltage or current, or you can say the amplitude of any particular function. Now we have to understand what is a cycle. When an alternating quantity goes through a complete set of positive and negative value, or goes through 360 electrical degree or 2 pi radian, it is said to have completed one cycle. Now we have to know about what is a alternation. Now we have to understand what is alternation. One half cycle is called alternation. An alternation spans 180 degree electrical degrees. Now we have to understand what are the important relation, like relation between frequency and time period. So here you can see, consider an alternating quantity having a frequency of f cycle per second. Then time taken to complete f cycle is equal to what? That is 1 second. So time taken to complete one cycle is equal to what? 1 upon f, where f is the frequency and it is measured in second. Hence time period can be written as t equal to 1 upon f, or you can write f is equal to 1 upon t, where t is the time period and f is a frequency. So unit of frequency can be written as cycle per second, or it can be written as hertz. Second relation, we have to understand relation between frequency and angular velocity. Consider an alternating quantity having a frequency f cycle per second. Angular distance covered in one cycle is equal to what? 2 pi radian. So angular distance covered per second in f cycle is equal to 2 pi radian. Hence omega can be written as omega is equal to 2 pi f radian per second, where f is the frequency of any quantity. Now we have to understand how to determine maximum value and frequency from EMF or current equation. So the alternating voltage is given by the following standard equation. That is, small e can be written as Em sin theta, or E can be written as small e is equal to Em sin omega t. That means theta is equal to omega t, where this Em is the maximum value, or you can say the amplitude of the EMF. So this omega can be replaced by 2 pi f. So this equation E can be written as Em sin 2 pi ft, because omega is equal to 2 pi f. So this can also be written as Em sin 2 pi small t upon capital T, because frequency is equal to what? Frequency is equal to 1 upon capital T. Which form of the above equation is to be applied will depend upon the given data. So if you have a different data, just put the value and you can compare this equation, and you can find out the value of the maximum voltage, you can find out what is the frequency, you can also find out what is the time period. So just you compare this equation with the given equation and you can find out the different values. To determine the various values, for example, maximum value, frequency, time period, angular velocity, the given equation is compared with the standard equation of any of the from given above. For instance, maximum value of voltage Em is equal to what? Coefficient of sine of time angle. And how you can find out the frequency? This frequency can be found out by this formula, f is equal to what? Coefficient of time in the angle divided by 2 pi. Now we have to understand values of the alternating voltage and current. The voltage and current in DC system are constant, so there is no problem of specifying their magnitude, whereas in AC system, the alternating voltage and current vary from time to time. Hence, it is necessary to explain the ways to express magnitude of alternating voltage and current. The following three ways are adopted to express the magnitude of these quantities. First is peak value, second is what is the average value or mean value, and third is effective value or RMS value. RMS means root mean square value. The RMS value of an alternating quantity, that is voltage or current, represents the real magnitude, whereas the peak and average values are important in some of the engineering applications. Now we have to understand what is a peak value. As you can see in the figure 3, the maximum value attained by an alternating quantity during one cycle is called peak value. This is also called maximum value or crest value or amplitude. A sinusoidal alternating quantity obtains its maximum value at 90 degree as shown in figure 3. The peak of an alternating voltage and current is represented by E suffix m and I suffix m. The knowledge of the peak value is important in case of testing dielectric strength of any insulating materials. Now we have to know about what is the average value. The arithmetic average of all the instantaneous value considered an alternating quantity over one cycle is called average value. In case of symmetrical waves such as sinusoidal current or voltage wave, the positive half is exactly equal to the negative half. Therefore, average value over a complete cycle is 0. Since work is being done by the current in both the positive and negative half cycle, average value is determined regardless of the signs. Here, to determine average value of alternating quantities having symmetrical wave, only positive half cycle is considered. So, divide the positive half cycle into small n number of equal parts as shown in figure 3. Let small I1, I2, I3 and In be the mid ordinates. Average value of the current, that is IAB, is equal to mean of the mid ordinates, and average value of current, that IAB, can be written as mean of the mid ordinates, that is I1 plus I2 plus I3 up to In divided by small n. That it can also be written as area of alternation divided by base. Now we have to find out average value of sinusoidal current. So as here you can see in the figure 4, the current is changing with respect to time t. The alternating current varying sinusoidally as shown in figure 4 is given by equation small I is equal to Im sin theta, where Im is the amplitude of the current, or you can say it is the maximum value of the current. Consider an elementary strip of thickness d theta in the positive half cycle, I be its mid ordinate, then area of strip is equal to what? I into d theta. So area of half cycle can be written as integral I theta from 0 to pi. So limit is from 0 to pi. It can also be written as 0 to pi Im sin theta d theta. And after solving, this equation can also be written Im in bracket minus cos theta from 0 to pi. So when putting the limit of this value 0 and pi, you will get the equation Im in bracket minus cos pi minus cos 0. So just put the value of the cos pi and cos 0, and after the solving you will get it is equal to 2Im. And what is the base? Base is from 0 to pi. That means pi minus 0, that means base is pi. So how you can calculate the average value of current? Average value of current can be calculated as area of alternation divided by base. And what is the area of alternation? That is 2Im. And what is the base? Pi. So just put the value of area of alternation and base. So it comes 2Im upon pi. So after the solving this particular expression, you get 0.637 Im. So I average is equal to 0.637 Im, where Im is the maximum value of current, or you can say amplitude of current. Now summary of the average value. The average value of whole sinusoidal waveform over one complete cycle is 0, as two halves cancel each other. So the average value is taken over half a cycle. But in case of a non-symmetrical or complete wave, the average value or current must be taken over the whole periodic cycle mathematically. The average value of sine wave of voltage or current is equal to 0.637 times the peak value. The mathematical relationship between the average value applies to both AC current and AC voltage. Now we have to find out the RMS value or effective value of alternating current. The steady current when flows through a resistor of known resistance for a given time produces the same amount of heat as produced by an alternating current when flows through the same resistor for the same time is called effective or RMS value of alternating current. Let small I be an alternating current flowing through a resistor of resistance R for time small t seconds, which produces the same amount of heat produced by I effective, or you can say direct current. The base of one alternation is divided into small n equal part as shown in figure 5. So the interval is of small t divided by small n second. Let small I1, small I2, small I3 and small In be the mid-ordinate. So for the first interval, the heat can be written as I1 square capital R multiplied by time. And what is the time? Time is small t divided by n. And for the second interval, you can also write the equation I2 square capital R multiplied by small t divided by n. And similarly, you can also write for the third interval and for the nth interval. So total heat produced is equal to what? Capital R multiplied by small t multiplied by I1 square plus I2 square plus I3 square up to In square and just divide by small n. Since I effective is considered as the effective value of this current, the total heat produced by this current can be written as I effective square RT is equal to RT in bracket I1 square plus I2 square plus I3 square up to In square divided by n. So here you can say just you take the square root. So I effective can be written as under root I1 square plus I2 square plus I3 square up to In square divided by small n. So you can write I effective is equal to what? Under root mean of square of instantaneous value. So I effective is equal to what? Square root of mean of square of instantaneous value, or you can say root mean square value. It is the actual value of an alternating quantity which tells us energy transferred capability of an AC source. For example, if we say that 5 ampere alternating current is flowing through a circuit, it means the RMS value of an AC which flows through the circuit is 5 ampere. It transfers same amount of energy as is transferred by 5 ampere direct current, or you can say DC. The ammeter and voltmeter record the RMS value of alternating current and voltages respectively. The domestic single phase AC supply is 230 volt, 50 hertz, where 230 volt is the RMS value of an alternating voltage. Now we have to find out how to calculate the RMS value or effective value of sinusoidal current. An alternating current varying sinusoidally is given by the following equation. I is equal to Im sin theta t. The variation of this current can be seen in the figure 6. To determine the RMS value, the squared wave of alternating current is drawn as shown in figure 6. Considering an elementary strip of thickness d theta, in first half cycle of the squared wave, let I square be its mid-ordinate. Then area of strip is equal to what? I square into d theta. Area of first half cycle of a squared wave can be written as integral from 0 to pi I square d theta. And just put the value of this I. What is the value of I? Value of I is equal to Im sin theta. So it can be written as integral from 0 to pi Im sin theta whole square d theta. So this Im square is a constant, so it can be taken outside. So it can be written as Im square integral 0 to pi sin square theta d theta. And this sin square d theta can be written as 1 minus cos theta upon 2. So after taking the integration of this particular expression, it can be written as Im square upon 2 theta minus sine 2 theta to 2. And what is the limit? Limit is from 0 to pi. So just put the value of these limits in this expression. Finally, you will get Im square upon 2 pi minus sine 2 pi minus sine 0 upon 2. Now put the value of this sine 2 pi and sine 0. So finally you will get area of first half cycle of a squared wave is equal to what? Pi Im square upon 2. And now you can see from the figure 6 what is the base. Base is from 0 to pi. So it can be written as pi minus 0, or you can say pi. So value of base is equal to what? Pi. So effective or RMS value can be calculated as under root area of first half of a squared wave divided by base. So area of first half squared wave is equal to what? Pi Im square upon 2. And what is the base? Base is pi. Just put the value in this expression. So you will get IRMS is equal to 0.707 Im. That means RMS value of current is equal to 0.707 times the maximum current. Usually RMS value of AC is simply represented by I instead of IRMS. Similarly, RMS value of an alternating voltage is represented by capital B or capital E. Now we have to understand the different factor like form factor and peak factor. So what is a form factor? The ratio of RMS value to average value of an alternating quantity is called form factor. So form factor can be written as RMS value divided by average value. And what is the value of RMS value? It is 0.707 multiplied by Vmax. And what is the average value? Average value is 0.637 multiplied by Vmax. So after the solving, you will get the value 1.11. So for a pure sinusoidal waveform, the form factor will always be equal to 1.11. Now we have to understand what is a peak, or you can say crest factor. The ratio of maximum value to RMS value of an alternating quantity is called peak factor. So this peak factor or crest factor can be written as ratio of peak value to the RMS value. And what is a peak value? Peak value is nothing but it is a maximum value. And what is the RMS value? RMS value is 0.707 multiplied by Vmax. So Vmax is cancelled out. So for a pure sinusoidal waveform, the crest factor will always be equal to 1.414. Now we have to understand all these factor, how to find out the maximum value, how to find out the frequency, RMS value and average value with support of one example. So here you can consider one equation, that is current can be written as small I is equal to 42.42 sine 628t. So how to find out this maximum value, frequency, RMS value, average value and form factor. So just write equation small I equal to 42.42 sine 628t. Comparing above equation with the standard equation, that is small I is equal to Im sin omega t. So here you can see this Im is what? This is the amplitude of the current, or you can say the maximum value of the current. So what will be the value of Im? Value of the Im is equal to what? 42.42. Now second, you can compare, that is I is equal to Im sin omega t. So omega is equal to what? If you are comparing equation with 42.42 sine 628t. So omega is equal to what? 628. So omega is equal to what? 2 pi f. That means you can write 2 pi f is equal to 628. So what will be value of f? F can be written as 628 divided by 2 pi. And what is the value of pi? Value of pi is 3.14. So just put the value of pi in this expression, so you can calculate the frequency. So this frequency comes 100 Hertz. Now we have to find out the RMS value. So as you know, the formula of RMS current can be written as Im divided by under root 2. And what is the value of this maximum current Im? It is 42.42 divided by root 2, so it comes 30 ampere. Now you have to find out the average value, that is I average. So I average can be written as 2Im divided by pi. And what is the value of this Im? Value of Im is 42.42. Just put the value of Im in this equation, so you will get the average value, that is I average is equal to 27 ampere. Now another factor that you have to find out, that is the form factor. So form factor can be written as ratio of IRMS upon I average. And what is the value of IRMS? You have already calculated. It comes 30, and value of I average is equal to what? 27. That means 30 divided by 27 is equal to what? 1.11. So form factor is 1.11. Another example we can consider for understanding. So for a half wave rectified alternating current, find average value, RMS value, form factor, peak factor. So here you can see in the figure 2 the half wave rectified alternating current. The half wave rectified AC is shown in the figure 7. The negative half cycle is suppressed in this case, that is current flows only during positive half cycle. Because the wave is unsymmetrical and therefore one complete cycle is to be considered. I average can be written as area of complete cycle divided by base. So what is the area of this complete cycle? It is equal to area of half cycle. It can be calculated as integral 0 to pi I d theta. And what is the value of this small I? Small I can be written as Im sin theta. So just put the value here, and after taking the integration of the sin theta, it comes minus cos theta. Just put the limit here, that is 0 to pi. So after the solving, you will get the value. It is equal to 2 pi m. And what is a base? Because you are considering the complete cycle, that means 0 to 2 pi. So base is what? 2 pi minus 0, or you can say it comes 2 pi. So what is the average current? It will be equal to area of complete cycle divided by base. So area of complete cycle is equal to what? 2 Im. And what is the base? It is 2 pi. So it comes Im upon pi. So you can say it is coming 0.3183 Im. Dear learner, in this session we have discussed about fundamental of AC, that is alternating current. We have discussed about an alternating voltage and current, how AC is differed from direct current. We have also understood frequency, time period, cycle and alternation in any waveform. It has also been explained to calculate the instantaneous value, peak value, average value and root mean square value of an alternating current or voltage. In next session, we will discuss why alternating voltage are represented by phasors, what is the phase and what is the phase difference, and how alternating quantities are added or subtracted. Thank you very much.